Hi everyone. Today I will be talking about the three different learning theories in this presentation, which includes behavioral, cognitive, and socio-cultural theories. So I will provide an overview of each theories and explain how they shape the way individuals practice abilities, acquire wisdom, and mold their comprehensive ability. It will also provide an overview of each theory, and I will share my personal learning experiences from my high school and primary school learning journey. This analysis will highlight how the learning environment and teaching strategies influence outcomes. Finally, this presentation will highlight the distinct contribution of the three theorists and their advantages, and how practitioners can initiate them to reinforce and complement excellent learning outcomes. This slide will be elaborating on the overview of the behavioral learning theory. Behaviorism is a theory of learning based on the idea that all behaviors are acquired through conditioning, and conditioning occurs through interaction with the environment. So, according to the behaviorist Evan Pellev, he theorized about stimulus response conditioning, and Skinner believed in the concept of operant conditioning. Within educational facilities, the two theories theorized by Evan Pellev and Skinner were implemented into the curriculum, whereby rewards and punishments influence how learners behave in the classroom. Students, upon displaying positive attitude towards the studies, they were rewarded with stickers, praises, and compliment stamps. In this learning theory, the focus is not what the students think, but on how they act. The behavioral strategies are vital for reinforcing right conduct of behavior, cultivating habits, and relevant for teaching approaches. This slide will be talking about the overview on the cognitive learning theory. Cognitive learning theory defines the role mental process, also called cognition or inner thought process, play in learning new skills, different concepts, and complex tasks. It highlights how mental processes such as memory and problem solving supports learning. On the other hand, the behaviorist perspective cognitive approach illustrates scholars as proactive contribution who can generate comprehension, view amalgamating new sites with their prior knowledge. Learners are active participants who connect new knowledge to what they already know. Teachers can guide thinking through reflection, rehearsal, and mind mapping. This cognitive theory facilitates inquest, guided rehearsal, mind mapping, and metacognition. This slide will be elaborating on the overview of the socio-cultural learning theory. According to Lev Vygotsky's social cultural perspective and Bajura's social learning framework is all about societal and cultural influences that affect how we develop, think, feel, and behave. So, socio-cultural theory emphasizes that learning happens through interaction with others and communication. Vygotsky initiates two terms: zone of proximal development and scaffolding within sociocultural learning theory. Scaffolding is basically where assistance or support is given to a child or person by a knowledgeable other. This knowledgeable other can be anyone, experienced elderly person, or teachers, etc. While zone of proximal development refers to the range between what a child can do and what it can successfully complete with guidance. Badura added that people learn by learning and imitating others. In this application, this approach fosters teamwork based learning, peer tutoring, and integration of indigenous insight into academic learning. In specific contexts, this matches well with traditions of collaboration and shared responsibility. The continuation of the overview of the three different learning theories. So, socio-cultural theory emphasizes the evolution of understanding, is influenced by social interaction and culture. Behaviorism focuses on shaping habits through reinforcement, and cognitive theory highlights reasoning and memory processes. Each theory offers unique insights. The theoretical dispute assists educators in the implementation of teaching approaches. Teachers often combine all these three perspectives in practice. This is my own experience from my primary school on behavioral learning theory. When I was in primary school, during my learning journey, my teachers used to reward for positive behaviors and punish students for negative behaviors. Whenever students used to complete their work and assign homeworks on time, my teacher used to reward those students with stickers, colorful stamps, and prizes. Those students who were not updating their work were given two chances, and if the students were still not showing any improvements and disobeying the teacher, he usually used to punish them by not allowing them to go out during the breaks. Instead, they were told to finish their pending work and get it approved by the teacher. This encouraged all the students in my class to update their work at all times, and positive behavior was displayed throughout the year. And students, on the other hand, could also enjoy their breaks instead of getting into detentions. This slide will present my episode of learning on cognitive learning theory during my college years. So basically, during my college years, I remember when I was in year 9, my madam asked everyone to decode a real life challenge, whereby she created a higher purchase question in which she priced a smart TV cash price as $2,000. If the customer wants to higher purchase, then the Deposit price would be 250 and the monthly installments would be 200. So she encouraged the students to actually critically think and create a scenario in their mind. The students went through their notes to find the formula for higher patches and they recalled their prior knowledge to calculate and multiply the values to be able to solve that problem. If some students could not get correct answers or were not sure what to do, our madam gave them step by step guidance and assisted them till they could solve problems themselves. In this slide, I will be talking about my episode of learning on socio-cultural learning theory. When I was in year 10, so from year 9, I used to struggle with my commercial studies. Teachers would often come and teach the syllabus. But honestly, I was quite terrified to approach the teachers. I would continue to either fail or pass with few marks until the day I approached my friends to have a group study. Surprisingly, I found myself grasping concepts which I couldn't understand through my teachers. The group study was quite efficacious as I, who used to get bad results, transition to getting quality grades. With the guidance of my peers, I used to attempt multiple practice programs, fun quizzes, and other activities which boosted my wisdom. So, through interaction and communication, this struggle transformed into a success. So, this presentation will show the analysis on the behavioral learning episode. This episode shows how positive reinforcement and punishment guided student behavior. Rewards like stickers motivated students to complete tasks while detention discouraged negative behaviors. By rewarding certain behavior with immediate recognition, the teacher assists in bolstering the scholar's work completion and determination. This matches Skinner's concept of operant conditioning. The theory was effective because the goal was to discipline and have consistent classroom conduct. Observable behavior improved more than intellectual pardon, internal understanding. So in this slide we'll be talking about the analysis on the cognitive learning episodes. The higher purchase example demonstrates the role of memory and problem solving in learning. Students were allowed to link with their prior knowledge with new information to solve problems. The teacher assisted the students by giving problem solving questions related to real life challenges. When the task became too challenging, the teacher provided scaffolding by giving them hints and breaking the complex task into multiple small segments. Breaking the problems into smaller steps reduced cognitive load. This showed that cognitive strategies are essential for tackling complex multi-step tasks. This slide will focus on the analysis of the socio-cultural learning episode. So, the group study in commercial studies shows how learning social and cultural based on social and cultural contexts. My friends, the peers acted as a knowledgeable other, guiding me through difficult concepts. The zone of proximal development was clear as I could not succeed alone, but I achieved quality grades because of the assistance provided by my friends. This approach matched specific traditions of shared learning and cooperation. The theory was effective because the task required collaboration and dialogue. The pivotal role of socializing and having conversation with people reflects on the theory believed by theorist Vygotsky. He emphasizes the role of social interaction and culture in learning. He believed that students will learn through guided participation with more knowledgeable other. This slide presents critical analysis on the three learning theories. So, behavioral theory builds discipline and habits through reinforcement. Cognitive theory develops reasoning and deep understanding through mental strategies. And lastly, socio-cultural theory highlights the value of interaction and cultural context in learning. So these three learning theories initiates holistic comprehension, behavioral promotes co-competencies and behavioral consistency, cognitive initiates reasoning and intellectual engagement, and socio-cultural perspective, which underscores the combination of community and cultural engagement. This stance demands practitioners to blend the three different theories to outline the lessons by giving it a deeper comprehension, cultural and discipline version. To conclude, each theory has limits, but together they provide a complete picture of how people can learn. Teachers can blend these approaches to design engaging and culturally relevant lessons. The three episodes of learning, which is experience, elaborates how applicability of each theory is influenced by the learning activity and setup organized. The practitioners in these specific countries integrate these perspectives to foster a flexible and comprehensive learning environment for scholars. So that's all for this presentation regarding the three different cognitive theories. Thank you.